Hello and welcome to the Phillips Fam Baby Journey. I am Requill and today I am 26 weeks pregnant, y'all. That means in 14 weeks I'll get to meet my little bundle of joy. According to those pregnancy apps, Legacy's weighing about 2 pounds and measuring about 14 inches long. So she getting big, y'all, and I'm excited about it. If you are new to this channel, I want you to go ahead and make sure you hit that subscribe button. I bring new videos every Sunday and sometimes my husband joins me. And you really want to make sure you subscribe because we are going to be leaving for Paris in a few days and documenting our whole baby moon. So if you want to keep up with that, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and that you're following at Legacy Phillips on Instagram. Links below to that account are in the description box. All right, let's go ahead and get to my symptoms for the week. For 26 weeks pregnant, I don't have anything major going on that I haven't mentioned in past videos, luckily. But this morning I did wake up and I felt like I was a little swollen and my rings were a little tight. So unfortunately, I have removed my wedding ring and a ring that I got from a dear friend of mine who has passed away. I will probably go to Walmart or someplace and just get some little cheap rings to put on my wedding ring finger just so I don't feel naked out here because it feels odd not having it on. But other than that, everything's been going great. So as I previously mentioned, me and my husband are going to Paris. So the next couple videos are going to be related to our Paris trip. And this particular video is about traveling while pregnant, particularly flying while pregnant. And I'm going to give you 10 tips that you want to adhere by. The very first one, make sure you book a refundable ticket in a room that allows you to cancel at least 24 hours in advance because pregnancy is so unpredictable and I would hate for you to be out of that money. I already put my baby's life in risk because I'm a horrible mom. Already, okay, I'm not horrible, but I did put my baby's life in risk once before because we went to the Dominican Republic over the summer about a month before our IVF transfer was scheduled. We ain't had no business being any place where Zika could possibly be an issue. But since we had booked that trip prior to knowing that we were going to do IVF, we booked a non-refundable trip. And it was a pretty expensive trip. It was about $2,600. And I didn't want to waste $2,600 on a possibility that we could possibly contract Zika while we were there. So I had to lie to my doctor and say that we did not go, even though we went, because they were threatening to cancel my whole IVF cycle. So, like I said, tip number one, make sure when you're booking any trip, book it so that it is refundable and you can cancel. So if you have any complications at all, you're not out of much money. Tip number two, it is best to try to travel during your second trimester. A lot of women experience morning sickness and that typically happens in the first trimester. In the third trimester, you're kind of big and traveling can get a little bit complicated. My doctor does not want me to leave the DFW area after 32 weeks. Currently I'm 26 weeks, so I'm within that time frame. But airlines will let you fly up to, and it all depends on the policy, but we're flying on American. I believe they'll let you fly up to 35 weeks. So just make sure you're checking to see what's the latest you can fly. But I would advise you to try to schedule that trip so that it's in your second trimester so that you can actually enjoy your trip. Tip number three, when you're going through the screening at TSA, ask for a pat down instead of going through the x-ray machine. Granted, there's been studies to say that there's no harm done to babies or pregnant women when they go through those machines. I don't trust it. I wouldn't even let my doctor give me an x-ray. I'm not my doctor, my dentist give me an x-ray because I didn't want to expose my baby at all to those rays. And y'all like, Heifer, but you went to the Dominican Republic. That's different. Don't judge me. But if you're at the airport, request a pat down and hopefully they will oblige. Number four, while flying, you will experience dehydration. So you want to make sure that once you are past security, that you purchase 2 large bottles of water for your flight. Granted, most flights are going to serve you beverages throughout the duration, especially since we're going to Paris. It's a 9-hour flight. There's going to be 2 meals, snacks, drinks, all of that. But it's at the airline's discretion. I could press my little button and, you know, ask for a cup of water, but it's going to come in a cup. It has no top. I have to keep my little tray down so that, you know, since I can't close it up so it doesn't spill. And I would prefer to have a top on my water. So like I said, buy 2 big bottles of water to make sure that you can stay hydrated throughout that flight. Number 5, pack lots of snacks, because once again, your feeding times are at the airline's discretion. So if you're pregnant and you feel, you know, you're starting to get hungry, the baby's starting to kick because they want to be fed, make sure you pack some of your snacks. And even though, like I said, your flight more than likely may feed you or have snacks on board, you may not be craving that. Pregnant women got different cravings. If you craving, you know, if you crave a lot of salty foods or sweet foods that day, you know, if you're craving salty foods, of course they're gonna be serving you cookies. If you're craving sweet stuff, they're gonna be serving pretzels. So just make sure that you pack what you have a craving for so you don't have to go without. Number 6. If you watch my bump box unboxing video, you'll see that I got some compression socks in there. Wear compression socks on the airplane. It'll definitely help with circulation of the blood flow through your legs and help possibly prevent varicose veins. So make sure you're wearing those. It'll help make your flight a whole lot comfortable. Number 7. Throughout your flight, get up frequently to walk around the plane. Even stretch it out. People may look at you strange, but don't worry about them. Worry about you and your baby. Get up out that seat and make sure that you're keeping that blood flowing, that blood circulating, so that you don't get swollen on the plane, because it's a possibility that it can happen. Let's see, here we got. Number 8. If you have the option to pick your seats beforehand on the plane, make sure you pick an aisle seat. Especially since you're going to be drinking lots of fluids during the flight so that you can stay hydrated. That means lots of trips to the bathroom. As a pregnant woman, you already go a lot anyway, so you want to make sure you got the aisle seat. You don't want to have to be tapping your husband or some other person on the flight that's seated next to you every 30 minutes to get up to go to the bathroom. Just get an aisle seat so that you have access when you need access. Let's see here. Number 9. Wherever you're going, try to learn a few phrases in that language, just so that you can attempt to communicate. One of the phrases that I recommend learning is, where is the bathroom? Because you're going to need to go a lot, more than likely. I do not know any French at all. I took Spanish in high school and in college for probably about 6 years. So I can finesse my way through those conversations. And to be truthful, I'd prefer to go someplace in Mexico or the Caribbean, because that's where I love to go. I love it warm. I love it hot. But once again, Zika is keeping me from my beloved beaches. And so we're going to Paris instead. So I do need to brush up and watch a few YouTube videos to learn some French. So if you're going any place where you don't speak the language, I advise you to do the same. And number 10. Even though I've already removed my rings from my fingers, like I said, I do plan to buy a larger ring from Walmart or something. But take it off before you fly. So just in case you do experience any swelling, you don't have to worry about trying to pull that ring off and being in pain or it getting stuck and needing to be cut off. And those are my tips for flying while pregnant. Like I said, make sure you are subscribed to this channel, because I'm going to be doing videos about our baby moon and preparing for that, and you're not going to want to miss it. I'm out.